Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. I'm so excited to be back for my last 10 days of vacation. I hope you guys all enjoyed this huge episode of CSGO News. As always, let's get right into it. And first off today, in some big CSGO news, we have big roster changes coming Cloud9's way, as first of all, their team manager back from 2014, known as Stunna, left the roster reportedly for other esports pursuits, although he has yet to announce his future plans within the esports industry. And even bigger for Cloud9, another roster change as they dropped their 5th CSGO member known as Slemmy. He is now off the roster. They'll be looking for a new 5th member. This comes shortly after their loss, an extremely close loss to Na'Vi in the EliGE quarterfinals. That best of 3 series went to map 3, finished off 16-14. Cloud9 almost took down Na'Vi in that EliGE quarterfinal match, but afterwards they did announce their dropping of Slemmy. Now, Slemmy has also been rumored to maybe be staying on the team as coach, as their former or current coach, Andrew Timmerman, did not even attend EliGE with Cloud9. So some rumors flying there that Slemmy might replace Andrew Timmerman as coach, but they'll still be looking for a 5th member for their CSGO team, and now it remains that Nothing and Shroud are the only 2 remaining members of the actual original Cloud9 roster. And in some huge CSGO news, we have also had a deal struck between Valve and a company known as Perfect World, who hosts several LANs and tournaments in China for both Dota 2 and CSGO, but with this expansion hopes to optimize the Chinese scene, which often struggles with high ping and low quality servers. So the company Perfect World plans to optimize and make the Chinese scene a lot better. Now with this deal struck, they've acquired exclusivity in the area, which means that this company known as Perfect World might have a lot of power, although they do plan and they release plans to actually optimize the game and expand and improve the game as soon as possible. So this means only good news for CSGO as of now. I hope that exclusivity term does not mean they have all the power in China to only host all these events, but we're not sure the full details of this plan as of right now, but it seems that the Chinese CSGO scene is only getting stronger as we go on to the future. And also in some big CSGO news this past week, we had the Starladder Invitational League Season 2 going on, but what made the news and what made the headlines here was the horrendous 0-3 performance put on by Penta eSports. Now, a team that rarely loses 3 games in a row, but did so this past week, included a forfeit to Kingwin in their final group play match. Even worse, Penta decided to simply not to show up in this match versus Kingwin because they realized that a win over Kingwin would not allow them to move on in the group stages, so better yet, they decided not to play at all, and they decided to stay home and stream instead, which really did not look good for the team at all. So Penta went 0-3 in this group play tournament, a tournament they could have done very well in, started out pretty poor, and then just continued that poor performance, and ended it, of course, with a forfeit. So now, with no official response as of yet from Starladder Invitational and that whole group over there, we can only assume that Penta eSports will not receive invites to any Starladder events for quite some time. And as announced by Maikelele, my first day of vacation nearly a week ago, so I couldn't cover this story earlier about his decision to create his own CSGO team. His 2 criteria being he wanted to play with Swedish players, and he also wanted to come back as that primary opper, what he was most comfortable playing as of right now. So there is yet to be an announcement of who his 4 teammates will be, although yet we can assume that he will be the opper, and there will be a majority of other Swedish players with him, if not all Swedish players. Now the only remaining question after this is, what organization will take the risk of signing these new teams, this new players, and what can we expect from this team? It's only a matter of time before an organization probably takes that risk. And in some incredibly cool news a few days ago, you guys can tell I'm a North American fanboy when I announced this kind of news. We had Liquid's very own EliGE become a pro at multiple esports, as he announced he'd be standing in for Liquid's Overwatch team and for a player known as Dummy in that Overwatch game in an O series versus a team known as Elevate. Now, even better, Liquid actually swept that series against Elevate 2-0 with EliGE standing in. Is there anything this guy cannot do? Absolutely amazing. And before I get into this last story, I want to warn you guys, this last story is very serious. I wanted to touch on it very briefly. I also wanted to say it's great to be back, guys. I cannot wait to start school again and have more time to make more CSGO news episodes. I cannot wait for doing daily uploads, or hopefully, every other day uploads. It's great to be back. Enjoy the last story. And in some very serious news, guys, we had yet another shooting occur in real life. As many of you guys probably know, when you turn on your TVs nowadays, you almost expect to see a shooting, whether it be a school shooting, a cop shooting, whatever it may be. This being an 18-year-old German man, a gunman, who apparently killed 9 people and also injured 16 others before taking his own life. And why I'm mentioning this is because shortly after the shooting came about, information also became released that this actual gunman was playing several serious gun games, first-person shooters, and violent video games, which included, of course, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and accusations began to fly towards Valve, towards the game of Counter-Strike, and also towards the video game industry. Now, when I was younger, I did a paper on this kind of stuff. Do violent video games, inherently create violent people? And I really do not believe that this is a strong correlation, so that's why I wanted to bring this up very briefly. I also did want to mention that, those accusations kind of died down afterwards. I think a lot of people took a standpoint where it was more important that the way this guy actually got the gun. Now, there's this deep, dark market and dark web out there that you guys know about, the black market, and anyone can really research, and anyone can really attain a gun if they really wanted to, and that's the real problem here. So the real accusations became, it went from violent video games to how easy it is to acquire these violent weapons in real life. And so I wanted to touch on this subject, guys. I do not believe that a video game such as CSGO really inherently creates violent people, and that's why I wanted to touch briefly on this story. So for all those people that were affected by this, you're my prayers. I just wanted to share this story. I don't think I'll share very serious CSGO stories like this in the future because it's kind of a downer on the video, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this video of CSGO news. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I, like you, I'll see you guys all tomorrow with another CSGO news episode, or hopefully sometime soon this week. Hope you guys all enjoy it. Remember, I, like you, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.